Dan has come back from the lure shop. He has got a new cast net and a few different barra lures. His fancy barra charter yesterday, they came back with no barra. But we are going, so we put this little map up. We're going from Cooktown. We were going to go across to ribbon reef number 5 and then travel some of these ribbons, but unfortunately we've got 25 to 30 knot gusts at the moment, so we're going to just go straight from Cooktown and loop up and tuck in behind Cape Bedford for a little bit. We can do some line fishing there. Hopefully the boys will get the dogs, and then from there I believe we'll wait 2 days for the winds to dry down a little bit. And then we've got still all these beautiful reefs up here, and then Lizard Island is just there. So that's our current plan of attack. Yeah, you can't really plan that well when you're sailing, but I'm going to chuck my life jacket on and we'll get going. We're going to start with 2 reefs pulled and then put the Genoa out. Hopefully they'll calm it down. It's going to be a bit rougher than we'd like, but nothing out of the ordinary. We've had a few amazing sails this trip and we've had some icky days, and we're coping and managing a lot better than last year when we have these yucky days. So we'll let you know how it goes and hopefully get some good footage along the sail. Well, this is probably the windiest day we've had on the water so far, with some nice little waves coming at us. They're quite short waves, so it's a bit bouncy. And we have about 25 knots at the moment, so it's a bit of a surprise considering the last few weeks of conditions. But you need these days to be prepared. If you only have months of perfect sailing and then you have a rough day when you're not expecting it, you're not as prepared. So that's our friends up ahead, rocking and rolling a bit like we are. They don't look like they're moving, they just look like they're kind of stuck in one spot, but realistically both of us are going like 8 to 10 knots on average on the beam, so we're not surfing waves. I think if it was behind us we'd be going like 10 to 15 knots like that Middle Percy trip, but it's just crazy. Like their boats are 50 foot and it just looks like it's like this, not going anywhere. So I'd love to see what ours looks like. How are you feeling about our first,
take the cobwebs out?
Our first actual sail where we've got the main and the Genoa out, and it's rolling in quite windy.
She's a little rough, but yeah, it's good. We're doing anywhere between 8 and 9 knots on the beam basically, so got 2 reefs pulled and the Genoa's not set very well, but whatever, we're just hanging on.
At least it's only 2 hours. Our little sailor boy is a bit stressed, begging me to come back inside. But let's face it, I only ever seem to fall or hurt myself when we're stationary. So I'm gonna stay out here, try and get a bit of a couple of good snappies for you, because if I just film from inside or the back, you can't see the waves or the water coming up, and then watching our friend's boat makes us realise like how much we must be like, well, for the moment it seems to have calmed down a bit. I am sitting on the windward side of the Genoa, so I've got like a nice little pocket of calm. One thing I just thought of is to tell you about, oh wait a minute. That was a goodie. So one thing I thought about just now coming past the mountains and the ranges past Cooktown is that with insurance for a boat, there are many options, but once you start traveling sort of north of Cairns, and especially overseas, your options as an Australian registered boat drop dramatically. So we are insured with Pantaenius. They are the only insurers who would insure an Australian registered boat to sail to Southeast Asia. I got the brokerages. So I got Topsail, the Marina Shop, Pantanius, Edward Williams, all to look into insurance options for us. Pantanius were the only ones that came back with a lovely $12,500 a year premium to sail Southeast Asia, with a $20,000 excess for salvage and a $14,000 excess for just damage. So yeah, that's super fun for us and anyone else sailing to Indonesia. Edward Williams did end up coming back to us with a quote which was like $6,000, but I've heard some really interesting weird things about them and they seemed kind of dodgy, and it was just like a tick the box online quote, which I don't really believe would have been accurate. So there are a lot of people with boats that are a bit cheaper than ours that choose to self-insure. I actually don't believe you can leave the country without insurance, because we had to specify our insurance and send our currency through as part of our visa and vessel declaration. But I guess some people might just join a company and then have the 30-day cooling off period to, you know, cancel and then just self-insure. But unfortunately for us, this is the only real thing we have left in life apart from our red truck, and there's just absolutely no risk for us to sort of lose, you know, the value of our boat, because it is going to be our house deposit when we eventually come back to land and have to get jobs again. So just a little bit of information for you. We had to upgrade prior to reaching Cooktown and Cape Tribulation. So we had the base rate up until north of Cairns. We upgrade between Cape Tribulation and the tip, so Cape York. And as soon as we get to the tip of Australia and we're sitting in Thursday Island ready to leave, we need to have updated to our Southeast Asia. So it'll be like another $4,000 or something. But something interesting for you to know if you're looking into insurance, so far everyone we've met who's got new policies have not been able to go with anyone other than Pantanius. So we've not heard good things about them, but fingers crossed. How does it feel being at the front, Bubba? Does it feel a bit better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sitting on the leeward side of the sail. Oh, look at this fella.
Whoa. Yeah, he's a big boy. Yeah, that was a big fella. Look at this. Well, that's because a 1.5 meter swell is from the top of the water level.
From the flat sea level. So really a 1.5 meter swell can have 3 meter dips.
Yep. And our captain over there has just been a legend, keeping us safe and getting us to our destination.
Not there yet.
And at which point when we get to our destination, we're making him bacon and egg wraps or toasty sandwiches. Grab out an apple or something.
An orange.
No, we're not cutting oranges in this when we've only got an hour left.
PTW, we're fast now.
Good old Daniel is hand steering the whole trip.
2 reasons: trying to save battery, and we've got our mates next to us that we've come on the inside. It looked good from when we left. That's sort of how we all came out, but now we're kind of getting squeezed in a little bit. So they're only 100 meters off us, which is cool. It's where we want to be, but I just don't trust the autopilot, so I'm just hand steering. And there's some big waves coming through trying to push the boat around a bit. So, but we're doing now between sort of 9 and 10 knots, which is cool.
You can see off in the distance, there's all the sand dunes and the beautiful mountain ranges back that way. So we've driven this trip before, all the way to the top of Australia. It's interesting to sail it. You're a little sailor boy, you shouldn't have been nervous today.
We're very close.
Yeah, we wouldn't normally be this close. That's okay, that's why Daddy's hand steering.
Yeah, but if the cat button goes
We're not going to crash into the island. Let's try and get this.
Get what?
Wait. Ready? Ready? Some of these waves are huge.
So this is the seas that Dad and I had to go.
Yeah.
Dad, this is the seas we went on that tender around Maggie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, I think it was. When we were surfing and when we were going around the corner and surfing then. Sorry. Yeah.
He's spilling boys' secrets.
It's good for one to know though, because she knows that we went through it and we're fine.
Well, you know, you broke your nose and you went crying. That's alright.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that one. And we couldn't film much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That's fucking weird if the table is stretching that much. See how we get to this distance again, then we come back?
Yeah.
Well, there comes just a bit of wind.
Well, it's been a pretty quick trip. It's been
Speed? Speed?
a little bit lumpy, but not too bad.
11.
Excuse my pirate head. I'm
We
trying to
just
keep
went
my 11 knots. Trying to keep my head from burning.
But if we're in rough seas, doesn't mean I can't do this.
No, don't be doing silly things. Oh God. Okay, he's having a nap. He's having a nap. Trying to get some footage of our friends to show you like what our boat probably looks like.
I think that boat was a bit worse. These are 43.
And their sides are like 2 meters high. Oh, the camera just doesn't do it justice. That is massive.
We're doing 6 knots right now.
Christ almighty.
What's that thing?
Oh, Jesus.
We spent 12
Yeah,
knots.
they're getting bigger.
Mum, we spent 12.
Yeah. I'm glad this isn't a long trip.
Oh, yeah. Where is the
It's just so disappointing that the camera does not show what it actually looks like in real life. On the camera you can only just see like the colours of blue, you can't see the depths properly. But we're almost at our location. My screen is fogging up, so I'll turn the camera off a bit until we get a bit closer. Are you
Cruising into our anchorage at Cape Bedford. And we just did a little bit of split sailing, which I love doing. It's a nightmare, but I love it. And now we're just going to come around and anchor up for probably at least 2 days, I reckon. I don't really want to smash that. Like, yeah, I don't like sailing downwind with our main and Genoa. It's just a pain in the bum. I prefer using the spinnaker, so we'll wait till we can use that and then we'll push off again. Maybe go to Lizard Island.
Yes!
Maybe a reef somewhere.
I want to get to Lizard Island because it's meant to be beautiful. I've been before, but never on a boat like this, and never just freely to do whatever I want for the week. So, but let's check.
Yeah, just wrapping around Cape Bedford. Beautiful dunes and rainbow sands over there. We've had a pretty good sail despite the lumpiness and 25 knot winds.
I tell you what, bloody hard to stop eating, but I reckon you guys should see this. Check this bit of kit out. Hey? Check that bit of kit out. The old burrito bowl. Thanks, Pants.
After the crazy trip, I decided on Mexican over toasties. It seemed only fair that after all the hand steering, the captain got a top feed. Now let's jump off and check out Bedford Bay. Episode coming soon.